honest invention. I know this kind of exists, but it doesn't really exist. It exists in very, very wealthy people's houses for like espresso and stuff like that, but it should be welcomed and opened up to the middle class. There should be taps in your house that come out with liquids that aren't water. They shouldn't replace the ones that are water. That's a given. You need to wash your hands, you need to bathe, you need to take a shower, you need to drink water, you need to fill your pot to boil water, to make pasta, you know, to cook, etc., etc. There should be another pipe that gives you like apple juice or something. Because here's what I was thinking is like, or Coke Zero, yeah, exactly. Because like I want to drink, I drink water, okay? I mean, like, it's 9:12 a.m. I've drank, well, it depends how big the Peloton water bottle is. I'm going to say it's approximately 500 milliliters. So I've drank probably 1.5 liters of water already this morning, plus this bad boy right here, right? So I'm already almost at 2 liters. I got no problem with my water consumption. Every once in a while, you want to mix it up, but I don't want to have to go to the store, get a carton with 12 aluminum cans, get a 2-liter bottle of something that only the first glass actually tastes fresh, the rest of them taste garbage. You know, I want it just to come straight out of the tap, man. They should do that. I don't know if that would require, because I don't really understand how it works. I guess there would have to be like a reservoir of like Diet Coke, and the city would have to like pipe it into everybody's house. That doesn't seem like that bad of an idea. I am going to show you how to get 10 wins every single time, asterisk, because it might not work every single time. It might not even work half of the time for all I know. Hey NL, do you have any recent Pokemon Go anecdotes? Well, apart from using my Master Ball to catch a Galarian Articuno, I do have one. So they added routes to Pokemon Go, which I thought was a great idea. It's like, hey, this is a user or like community created walking path that has like a lot of stuff on it. Like it's got a lot of Pokestops. You get a lot of rewards and stuff like that. Every time I walk to where the route starts, I click start route. I walk the entirety of the route. And then at the end of it, it says 0 kilometers walked. And I'm like, what's the, and then I've got research that is like complete 3 routes. I can't even complete 1 route. And I know you're saying like you got to be within like 30 meters or 60 meters or whatever of the route for it to count. I am walking my, you know what, my behind 1 millimeter from the start flag. And then I'm walking down the exact path that has been laid out the whole way. And then I get to the end and it's like, you don't get any credit for it. Even though I spun all the Pokestops like in order. That happens when you try to use spoof apps. I'm not using spoof apps. If I was using spoof apps, I wouldn't have 0 potions because I'd be adding all you guys on Pokemon Go that beg for my Pokemon Go friend code every single day. But instead, I'm just out here playing the game legit, which is why I can't add you, because then you're going to be like, here's his damn walking route every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and you're going to be like, oh, fancy seeing you here. So instead, I got to use all my best Pokemon until they die because I have no potions to heal them, but at least I have 91 revives, so at least the revive takes them up to 50% HP, because everybody on my friends list I added in 2019, they don't play the damn game anymore. I only got 3 people on my friends list that play the game anymore. Anyway, start me up here. Okay, rounds, shots 1 to 3 clearly missed. Rounds 1 to 3 in if you're trying to get a 10-piece, you don't even sweat. You just buy good units and don't even worry about it. Rounds 1 to 2, I should say. No, I am not going to go to r/Pokemon Go and then add random people. You know why? Because it's a fucking, I'm sorry for saying the F word, okay? It's a social video game. I'm not saying you can't make friends with people online and add your online friends, okay? But otherwise, you lose the second you, in my personal opinion, the second you start to min-max Pokemon Go and you're adding people from, you know, New Zealand so that you can get a Corsola even though you've never seen their face in your entire life, For me personally, just for me, I feel like you've sort of missed the point, in my opinion. You've sort of missed the point. You should simply get better at making friends, or accept that you'll never have a Corsola unless you get to work as a PA on the new Lord of the Rings movie, okay? That's where I'm at. I'm not doing very well. Hedgehog, also very important for your 10-piece this week, just by the way. Just wait. I'm telling you, we'll get there. The secret to getting a 10-piece every single week, or every single run on this weekly, by the way, is to get a beluga that swallows a Nyala. And then everybody is operating under false principles right now. Everybody thinks that it's a sniping weekly. Oh, I'm so sick of snipers. I'm so sick of snipers. You don't even understand. It's not a sniper weekly. It's a summoning weekly. If you are able to build summons, you will kill every single sniper team that you go across, because they're going to shoot all your units, but then they've all got like 2-3 as their stats. Librarian, watch and learn, okay? That's all I'm going to say. Watch and learn. You know what? And I don't mean this in a negative way, and I mean it sincerely. I'm pretty stoked about this Planet of the Base stuff. Is it getting a little bit played out? Sure. But the dude came out with a meme video, and then he followed the arc all the way through, and for that I have a lot of respect, okay? Like, that normally doesn't happen. But do you think that they're going to try to make a second song? Because if the odds of them sticking the landing on the second song are like actually zero, okay? But they're not zero, like absolute zero. They're infinitesimal. The follow-up chance of it being a success is so unlikely as to approach zero. But if they land that second one, it would be a landmark achievement. Let's put it that way. Oh no, guys, I'm getting sniped. I'm getting sniped so fucking bad right now. Oh, it fucking hurts. Snipers are so oppressive this weekly. Oh, it's so miserable. Oh, Cooked Weekly, it's all snipers. Eat me! Tell the world, stop the war. Cyber system overload. Everybody movement. I know all about that stuff, man. Oh no, there's too many snipers. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do, dude? Maybe I'll freaking go crazy. I didn't even need my dog. I'll just send them out there just to join the victory parade. I would like to see a 1-up, please. Oh! that da 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 da. Too many spawns, my dude. It don't even matter. They got their own hedgehog? Do you even have a team here? Like, what's going on? Like, no disrespect, but what? Oh, no, wait, you got a level 3 Nyala chilling at the back. Oh, we killed the scorpion. That's enormous mode. Let's go. There's 8. Come on. We're almost sticking the landing here. This team is kind of like, it's a little maxed right now. So we're just kind of praying for like bad opponents. The worst thing we could see is like a huge rhino or a huge hippo. Small hippo with lemon is also scary just because scaling's so rare this week. Lads. Yeah, we're cooked. Still, listen, we were on 1 life with 2 wins, okay? To pull back to 8 was very impressive. That even, do you know how good a run has to be for chat to say, even if he doesn't get to 10, this run is very impressive? That's not a common experience. By the way, as someone from Orlando, I gotta say, I was with you on all the Orlando hate. I just don't get it, man. Like, so the other city that I've talked a lot of smack about that I've actually been to, I've talked a lot of smack about every city in Ohio, but I've never been there. But like, I don't like Boston, but I also get why people would live in Boston. Strong economy, historic city, lots of, culture and amenities. I'm assuming good jobs, etc., etc. It's not for me, but I get it. Orlando, I just didn't understand. I was like, if you love Disney World or you work at Disney World, of course I understand. If you play for the Orlando Magic basketball team or you work for the Orlando Magic basketball team, I understand. But otherwise, I'm like, why would you live here if you had a choice? Because it's 35 degrees Celsius every single day, 99% humidity. Look at the weather this week, brother. It's thunderstorms every single day. I mean, you could be like, I like thunderstorms, but at the same time, you know, after 6 or 7 days of thunderstorms in a row, in the afternoon, you're probably like, come on. No winter? Yeah, but you could get, I don't want to burst your bubble. You could get that shit in like, you know, Sacramento. Or, you know, dare I say Bellingham, dare I say it. Did you go to Subway in Florida? No, I went to some restaurants that were better than Subway, and then I went to some restaurants that were worse than Subway for sure. Most of them were better than Subway, but some of them were a little bit worse than Subway. Please? Yes! No! No state income tax, year-round golf? Well, it's not year-round golf, is it? Because when I was complaining about the weather, people were like, it's the rainy season. It's your fault for coming here during monsoon season, brother. Didn't Orlando get the memo from the rest of North America that the summer is when it's supposed to be nice? You know what people said to me? Jay, are you here? This is not your fault. It's Orlando's fault, okay? You know what Jay said to me? Oh yeah, you shouldn't go to Orlando in the summer. It's too hot. You know when the ideal time to go to Orlando is? January. Really? When the rest of the country is frozen over? Like, listen, all right? If you're from Orlando, you might not know this, but the rest of the country is making fun of you, okay? Because the idea that the best month for weather is January is like seriously some Papua New Guinea shit, okay? Why? Because nice weather is June, May, September, October, okay? That's nice weather. It's not January. You come to me, you say January is the best. January might be the worst weather, man. All of Florida is giving you a -2. I literally don't care what they think. Unless you live in Miami, in which case I have a certain degree of respect. Even though Miami, much like Boston, when I was there, I was like, this is not for me, but I get it. Close to the beach, you know, that it's a world-class city, it's some great food. I'm not into the nightclubs or the dancing or anything like that, but if you are, I totally understand it. But if you're from Orlando, look, one dude from Orlando is giving me a +2 right now. Why do you hate Boston? I'll just say, like, for one, I've only been there for PAX, okay? Unlike everybody in chat, I didn't move there to go to, like, Harvard or Cambridge or whatever, or MIT, so I didn't get that collegiate experience that might kind of buff it up for you. Every time I've been there for PAX, I found people really rude, the roads don't make any sense, and the traffic is insane. And then despite everything I knew about Boston before... Oh, you need me? Do you want me to come up and get her? Hi, honey, what's wrong? Oh, you wanted to watch another video, but mommy said you have to go? That's okay. You can watch the video when you get home, honey. I'll pick you up in the afternoon today, and then we can come home and watch that video, okay? What was the video? Was somebody making a giant slime? Was somebody... What was happening? Was somebody doing makeup? Okay, I'll make one more guess, okay? Was it a squishy video? Okay, what was it? You try? Was it Pokemon? Was it Frozen? Was it Grogu? Was it the Duggies? Okay, you gotta tell me. Okay, I hate to say it. I gotta step in here. We gotta go up, honey. Was it Toy Story? It was Toy Story. Thank you. Also, everything I knew about Boston before going there came from Good Will Hunting. I thought it was a hard partying town where people get into verbal combat in bars and say, how do you like them apples? And they say, of course you like red. That's a intro to Gatorade flavor. That'll be your favorite flavor until 6 months from now when you discover electric blue. Then when we were there, you know, you order a couple of pitchers of lager, and then they're like, hey, just so you know, it's last call. And you look at your phone, and you're like, what do you mean last call? It's 8 p.m. And then they're like, yeah, we close at 8:15. I'm like, what's up with that? Then when you tell people from Boston, they're like, oh, what neighborhood were you in? And I'm like, oh, downtown, where all the hotels and the tall buildings are, and the tourists. And then they go, oh, that's, of course, you can't do, you want to have fun, you don't go downtown, you got to go outside of the city center. Same thing with England. England was okay. Where'd you go? London, you know, one of the biggest cities in the world. Oh, that's the problem, you don't go to London. You got to rent a car and take the ring road down to Brighton Beach and then swing up to Nottingham and go sample some cheese in Lancashire and stuff. And I'm like, well, then you should fucking put some shit downtown, okay? Because when people come to your city from outside of your city, that's where they stay. And don't even get me started on LA. Hey, we're going to LA. Anyone have any recommendations? Oh, yeah, there's a great place. It's in Santa Monica. It's 45 minutes in bumper-to-bumper traffic away from where your hotel is. Is there anything closer? No, there's not. Is there anything within walking distance? Under no circumstances. But that being said, I don't like LA, but I also understood LA. Orlando, I still do not understand. Perhaps one day something will reveal itself to me and it will all become clear. But what is there to understand? Well, like why with your one life on earth you would choose to live there? And if you think that's rude, instead of finding it rude, maybe you should answer the question if the answer is so obvious. Golf? Okay, I'll give you golf. That's not for me, but I get it. And Disney, I also understand if you're like the parks are my life or I work there. That makes sense. Just come to San Diego. I had an okay time in San Diego. The only thing that threw me about San Diego was when, well, there were two things. And again, I mean, there's a lot of like the same discourse happening here. You'll notice. In San Diego, we took an Uber from the hotel or from the airport to our hotel, which took 3 minutes, even though it was 10 feet away. We had a lot of luggage and also a child with us, okay? Then when we got to our hotel, we were like, thank God we don't have to drive anymore. And then we looked up literally everything in San Diego. And it's like, I would talk to the concierge of the hotel and I'd be like, are there any good family restaurants around here? Yeah, they'd be like, yeah, there's lots of stuff in the neighborhood. I'd be like, how do I get there? They're like, oh, you just take your car. And I'm like, oh, we don't have one. They're like, you don't have a car? Are you crazy? It's one of those cities, apparently you absolutely need to have a rental car to do anything. I don't mind Ubering, but with a kid, it's very annoying because we need a car seat. So you either got to carry a car everywhere or a car seat everywhere, or you got to rent a car. So instead we rented a car. We rented a Chevy Spark. It was like $175,000 a day or something like that. And then also, wait, there was one more thing. Oh yeah, like slightly being afraid for our life. And again, this can happen in any city, okay? But like our first experience while driving in San Diego was that we got on the freeway and then like a motorcycle gang pulled up next to us and got right next to my driver's side window, and then the dude did a fucking sick ass wheelie and took off like, and then there was like a girl on the bike behind him. She was also doing a wheelie, but then she was like getting real low on the bike and using her smartphone to like video the guy in front of her. And I was like, this shit is like the Lost Boys. That does not happen where I'm from. I'm not used to this. I'm not used to this level of coolness, honestly. Then in Florida, nobody was doing any cool shit when they drove. They were just all trying to kill each other. So, which American cities do you like? New York City. Oh, that's cheating. That's one of the good ones. Okay, New York City is a given. Honestly, I had a pretty good time in Pittsburgh, which surprised me a little bit because I don't seem like a Pittsburghian. But I thought Pittsburgh was a very good time. Seattle's a given. I love Seattle. I liked Portland. I love San Francisco. I hate Las Vegas, for sure. Didn't really like Miami. Never been to Texas. Bellingham, they said cities. That's not even disrespectful. It's just like Bellingham is a... It's a town. It's almost a city. Boise? Never been. Maybe one day. I'm moving to Bellingham to attend Western Washington University this upcoming school year. Being there for school is kind of like you're gonna have fun, I'm sure. But that's not, don't trick yourself into thinking that's Bellingham that's leading to you having fun, okay? You know what that actually is? That's you being, you know, like 20 years old right now or whatever. You're 20 years old, you're gonna be surrounded by a bunch of other 20-year-olds, you're gonna have a great time, okay? It's just science. It's just mathematics. They could stick you in Guantanamo Bay and you'd probably be like, you know, this isn't my ideal vacation destination, but 10 years later, you'd be like, I'd give anything to go back and be in that moment with my peers in the prime of our life. That sounds like cope. You don't think that I have firsthand experience in Guantanamo Bay? You think I would bring that up without having been? 10 of America's least visited cities you should travel to. Boise, Kansas City, Missouri, Portland, Maine. Yeah, but listen, that article, no offense, is written for Americans. Nobody from overseas is like, let me go to golfdigest.com and find like a lesser known American city to visit. Oh, I'm gonna go from Paris, France to Portland, Maine. Like that's not gonna happen, okay? If you live in Portland, that's fine, like Portland, Maine. You should be trying to attract tourism from the Northeast. You know, you should be trying to get people to drive to your city from elsewhere within a few states, you know, within like a day's drive. Don't waste your time trying to court people from Seoul, South Korea to come to Portland, Maine. Like it's just, it's a double-A baseball versus a major league thing, okay? I know, I'm sorry if you're from Portland, Maine. I'm sure you have a lot of advantages over something like New York City, but at the same time, you don't want to go toe-to-toe. You're in a different weight class. You got a super heavyweight versus like a featherweight. My friends and I went to Portland recently, definitely the jewel of the Pacific Northeast. Listen, there's no such thing as the Pacific Northeast. What are you talking about? It is kind of crazy. I was thinking about this the other day. How insane is it that Chibley lives in New Zealand, right? You know how fucked up it is that for him, the Pacific Ocean is on the East Coast? Like, that's so fucking backwards. Like, this is what it's like to live in New Zealand, okay? If you live in New Zealand, Christmas might be the hottest day of the year, and if you want to get to the Pacific Ocean, you head all the way to the east coast of your country. That's crazy. It's fully backwards. They multiplied North America by -1. The ocean doesn't know, though. I guess that's a very deep statement. The ocean doesn't know, though. I think we crushed this team. Never mind. Ouch. We win! Ooh, that's psychotic. That's my first ever level 3 Niala win, but I'll take it. David Spade thought he fucked up his career by making Joe Dirt when it came out. What career? No disrespect to David Spade. Well, Joe Dirt sucks ass. Like, no disrespect. But the thing with Joe Dirt that you have to acknowledge as well is that it sucks less ass than almost anything else that David Spade has made since like 1997. It's like David Spade's best movie that doesn't have Chris Farley in it, and it's still like a 5 out of 10 at best. Didn't David Spade shoot a man in his house? I do want to say that the person who wrote that said that's kind of a Chad move. I'm not trying to get in. They weren't trying to cancel David Spade for protecting his home from a home invader. They said that's cool, which maybe you think is not cool. I don't know. So it's his house? No, that's what I'm saying, is that they're using that as an opportunity to give David Spade more credit. And I don't think they're necessarily wrong. Murder is not cool. A lot of people don't know this, but murder is actually very frowned on in Japanese culture. It goes against the principle of, I forget what the word is, which is recognizing the sanctity of someone's life. That's a tweet, I think, about, it was the assassination of Shinzo Abe. Someone replied, I don't know if people in the West know this, but murder is actually very frowned upon in Japanese culture. It goes against the ancient samurai concept of something that recognizes the value of all life. It was hyperbole. Okay, hold on. He didn't shoot the guy. He advocated for just treatment due to a mental health issue of his assailant. Okay, well, listen. Just because he advocated for the mental health of the person that invaded his home doesn't mean he didn't shoot them. I feel like you've done like a Jeet Kune Do deflection. The dude could have broken into his house, got shot in an act of perceived self-defense, and then also David Spade could have advocated for like better mental health. So did he shoot the guy or what? He did not shoot him. Can I get a source? I made up the shooting part. Okay, well, I'm happy you admitted it at least. It's the first step in the healing process. I did not murder him. Oh no, better rhino. Better person. Don't kill me. He killed me. Papa John's? I get it. Better ingredients, better person, Papa John's. What's crazy, if Papa John's, have we ever confirmed nor denied that Papa John's does have better ingredients? Because honestly, my 2 cents, if they have better ingredients, they're fucking up pretty bad. Because that pizza is not good. I always assumed that the pizza was bad because they were using worse ingredients, so I had like a little bit more understanding. But if the pizza is using the best ingredients that they can get, it's like, I mean, they should be a little bit more ashamed, quite frankly. This is so losable. I didn't respect the Nyala enough, man. 7's still okay, but I didn't respect the Nyala enough. I went straight for the Rhino. We need the Nyala. Pizza Hut is the best major pizza chain. Listen. There's dozens of us, and a lot of people are not ready for this take. I like Pizza Hut, and I recognize that half of it is because of nostalgia, okay? Because I ate Pizza Hut growing up, and they, like, you know, ran the book drive at my school so that you would grow up eating Pizza Hut and then be like, Paluga? Pizza Hut is the best pizza that you can get. It makes you feel like you're being rewarded for good actions. People said, you gotta try Papa John's. Kate is a Papa John's head. She ate, we became a Papa John's household as a result of that for about 3 years. Every time I ate the Papa John's, I said, this is not that good. It's not as good as Pizza Hut. Then, more recently, let's give this royal flycatcher a chance here. More recently, people have told me, hey, you gotta give Domino's a chance, because Domino's, they got their new recipe 17 years ago, and it got way better. So I ordered Domino's once, and I was like, this is pretty bad. And then I ordered Domino's a second time, like a month later, and I was like, this is even worse. So I'm still like, I'm not saying Pizza Hut is incredible, but I certainly think it beats Papa John's, and I certainly think it beats Domino's. Now, that might be the one that gets people a little bit in a tizzy, but the only thing I don't like about Pizza Hut is that the pizza is too expensive to be that ass. I'm not saying that it's incredible pizza just because I think it's the best chain pizza. There are places that make better pizzas than that. But like Pizza Hut in Canada is too expensive for the quality of pizza that you get. Also, I didn't even get into the fact there are even worse Canadian chain pizzas than Papa John's or Domino's. Like, I won't debase myself by purchasing Pizza. Thank you, VIP Daniel, for taking the words out of my mouth. Pizza is irredeemable. Boston Pizza is pretty bad, and it has the Pizza Hut problem of like pretending to be a restaurant that is nice to take your grandma to for her birthday, or like the lads after beer league hockey gets out, but is actually like, you're like, this large pizza is not worth $29. Are you crazy? Pizza is not that bad. It's better than Little Caesars. Yeah, but I don't even know. Like, I think Little Caesars just got iced in Canada. Like, they might still have some, but I don't see them much. But pizza, the last time I had it, I was heavily intoxicated and I couldn't finish 2 slices of pizza. So do you know how bad a pizza slice has to be for a drunk, hungry individual to not finish 2 slices? Like a decent pizza, you could eat like at least 3/4 of one. To eat a slice and a half and then put the rest in the fridge and throw it out in the morning is like, it's almost unfathomable. I'm not talking about Little Caesars, okay? Like I've only been to Little Caesars once in Belleville, Ontario, okay? But I've been to Pizza within the last 10 years, and I was like, this chain should be killed. It doesn't make sense that it's still alive. Now, would I rather have a slice of pizza, or would I rather have a slice of fresh slice? I'd have to think about it, because fresh slice is also truly horrible. I don't know if they have them outside of the greater Vancouver area, but fresh slice is truly, it's like a microwaved frozen pizza slice. Pizza Garden is pretty good. But you also have to acknowledge, I'm in a different position than a lot of people. Not everybody, but a lot of people. What I want out of a pizza as like a 34-year-old man, and what I need out of ordering a pizza as someone, you know, who has we made it. As someone who has a 2-year-old in the house, we have to find a compromise. So I think Panago is like a good compromise. It's better than Domino's, but still not so Neapolitan style that my 2-year-old can't figure out how to eat it and enjoy it. But when I order Pizza Garden, I love it because it's like a Neapolitan thin crust pizza with the Mamma Mia, I burned the pizza, but the burned part tastes good. And then there's like 2 slices of prosciutto on it. They throw 10 handfuls of like arugula in the center of the pizza. One of the slices has all the cheese. The rest of the slices only has sauce and arugula on it. I enjoy that. But I got a little kid in the house as well. So you got there's like, you know, there's delivery pizza for a group. There's pizza you would get for yourself. There's a different pizza chain if you were, you know, with 17 of your friends after leaving a bar in Williamsburg in New York. You know, then there's like, oh, it's a 4-year-old's birthday party. Should we get the Neapolitan style pizza, or should we just get 10 pizzas from Pizza Hut? You know, I guess you don't need 10 pizzas for 17 people, but this is a Michael Scott at the liquor store moment. I don't remember what Michael Scott did at the liquor store. Did he buy something for everybody? We're cooked. Yes, we're cooked. He bought 20 bottles of vodka. I see, this is a 17 pizzas for 10 people thing. Right, 15 bottles of vodka for 20 people. That's right, I forgot about that. 55 bottles, 50, you got to say it before chat says it.
It comes to 166.41.
All right, now you're the expert. Is this enough to get 20 people plastered?
15 bottles of vodka? Yeah, I should do it.
Cool, box it up.
Men be like, I love Toy Story. It's true. My daughter was watching Toy Story 2 last night while my wife was cooking some spaghetti. How did we get blown out this hard? I thought our team was half decent. And when Somebody Loved Me came on, my wife knew that if she didn't do anything, it was going to make me cry. So she just sang pizza, pasta, put it in a box, bring it to me, put it on my da 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 da. And I didn't cry. But I thought about it because I could still hear the song. Sarah McLachlan in the background. Lonely and forgotten. Toy Story gives me the ick. Honestly, no disrespect to women. You're all queens as far as I'm concerned. Except Mussolini's granddaughter. I'm trying, there's probably a couple more. Marie Le Pen. I don't know. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Ava Braun. Yeah, okay. Margaret Thatcher. Yeah. But I'm done trying to avoid the ick. I'm 34 years old. At this point in my life, I am what I am. I'm not going to spend the next potentially 50 years of my life and marriage trying to avoid the ick. Then I'll just die and be like, whoa, mission accomplished? Like, if you're going to get the ick, that's fine. We're not compatible then. I mean, with my wife, if she didn't get the ick from me walking on my toes, like, she's unickable at this point, I hope. I'm trying pretty hard, crying every time Toy Story 2 comes on, though. The ick is a gut turnoff to something that someone does. Yes, I can't pretend, stop this. I can't pretend to know what the ick feels like, because apparently it's illegal for men to get it. What I always feel like the ick must feel like is when you meet someone and they tell you the worst joke of all time. That's what gives me the ick. Is when like you're hanging out with your friend's friend and they're like, check this one out, and then they tell you a 1 out of 10 joke and you have to go like, ah. Or if somebody says, hey, you have to listen to this song, it's my favorite song, and then it's just like Ellie Goulding or something like that, or Meghan Trainor. If somebody says like, this song makes me cry every time, and it's, you know, I will remember you, like that is, she did nothing wrong. What does Ellie Goulding sing? Does she sing? I'm thinking of that song that goes, it cuts me open and I keep breathing, keep breathing and That's Leona Lewis. Okay. My personal opinion, Leona Lewis, that would give me the ick. Can I tell you, and she's a perfectly nice lady. I was dating a lady 13 years ago, and she gave me the ick. You know what the ick was? She said, let's watch a movie. I'm bringing over my favorite movie. And you know what movie she brought over? You'll never guess. She brought over Vegas Vacation on DVD. Wasn't Vacation, European Vacation, Christmas Vacation. She brought over Vegas Vacation and said, this is my favorite movie. That's a good movie? It's not, but that's fine. But your favorite movie? Like that just, and it's completely fine for that to be your favorite movie, but it means that we're incompatible on media. I got nothing against the comedy, but for something to be my favorite movie, it has to like emotionally move me. That's not happening in Vegas Vacation, okay? If she said it's my favorite comedy, I would have been like, okay, I disagree, but that's fine. But favorite, I respect cinema as an art form, man. And you're going to come to me, that's like saying like your favorite painting is like a Pokemon card. No disrespect. If you were like, oh yeah, you really like Vermeer's Girl with a Pearl Earring, check out this. It's a damn, what's the lightning cat? Not Pikachu. Luxray. Yeah, check it out. This is Luxray. The Shining Fates Luxray Holo card goes really hard. Like, I think it's honestly on par with some of Da Vinci's best work. Now, here's the thing. I don't know anything about painting. If someone came to me and said my favorite painting was a Pokemon card, I'd be like, based, because I don't know. I don't put any value on that. But I put some value on cinema because it's easier for a Luddite to me to understand the artistic merit of it. So when you come to me and say my favorite movie of all time is Vegas Vacation, it gives me a little bit of the ick. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means what one person's ick might be another person's yum. I hope that eventually she found someone where they were like, oh my God, that's my favorite movie too. And then they are living happily ever after with one another, raising kids who just have absolutely horrendous media diets, but are otherwise productive and valuable members of society, okay? What's your favorite movie? I'm not answering the question because I've put myself in a position where it's too easily assailable. I'm not going to answer the question. You'll have to ask me like 3 months from now. Better question is, what movie did you bring to the date? I didn't bring any movies to the date. 2 movies on a single date? Are you crazy? You watch one showing of Vegas Vacation, and then you wait for Saturday Night Live to come on. And then you watch that all the way through to 1 a.m. Then you go to sleep. I actually, the entire time we were in Florida, I got no mosquito bites. And then immediately upon being back in Vancouver, I was so excited that the climate was not inhospitable to human life that I was taking my daughter out for walks and spending a lot of time outside. And I got like 9 mosquito bites in 2 days. But it's still better than Orlando. None on the face though? I feel like, don't mosquitoes like try to bite you in blood-rich areas? Like, I very rarely get mosquito bites on my face. My calves, they go crazy for though. The face is highly vascularized. Yeah, maybe yours. My face, I'm not saying there's not blood here. Like, if you, first off, if there wasn't blood here, I wouldn't be able to go like, it wouldn't happen, right? Also, when I cut myself shaving, I wouldn't bleed like a liter out of my scalp over the next 6 hours. But I'm not gonna put my calves up to the camera right now, but like, I mean, these are, it's a damn blood balloon down here, man. I don't really know that much about human physiology, but if you had to compare the level of blood in both of my calves to the level of blood, obviously there's some in the brain, don't get me, well, is that, maybe that's bad? I don't know. I'm just saying, I seem to always get bit on the calves and the thighs. And then weirdly, like on the back of my hand. Okay, for the next 2 hours, Snokus Garmin, are you here? At Snokus/user Snokus Garmin. Hang on. Not here today. Not a big SAP fan, apparently. But this is we're playing a game for the Snokus Garments. We're doing a sponsored look at Across the Obelisk, which we have played with Mouth and Sips, okay? But they recently released, or they're about to be releasing, new DLC called The Sands of Olminin. Hang on, I'm appraising myself of what's in the DLC. Update 1.2 is upon us, and with it comes our first full expansion DLC, The Sands of Olminin. New systems have been added to the DLC. This also means balance changes are required. Okay, well, I'm not that into the meta, so that is not as relevant to me. Sandbox mode, Scarab system. Lucky Scarabs will appear in combat. Complete their requirements to get additional rewards. 20 new cards. Many balance changes. Changes in the Obelisk challenge mode. Okay. It's Obelisk. Yes, Across the Obelisk is the game that we played with Mouth, where I thought he was making a who sound over and over. And Sips, but Sips had nothing to do with the owl sound. It was a great bit, but it wasn't a bit, it was just the owl, right? I don't know, I'm like Natalie Imbruglia. I can see the perfect sky is torn. Hey Dan, poetry stud here. I have a master's of arts in linguistics. There's a long-standing theory related to the generativity of language that holds that most, if not all, adult humans have said sentences that have never been uttered before. I've heard about that before. Unfortunately, in scrolling up to get to Dan's chat, I've made it impossible to see the current messages in my chat. There we go. I have heard that is true before. I am a little bit wondering why you posted twitch.tv/northernlion in my own chat, though. But I'm happy to see you. Dan, I've got a take for you, and I'm interested to see how you feel about it. Before I say that, I do want to point out we are playing Across the Obelisk. Update 1.2 came out today. The game is on sale for 35% off to celebrate. And the new DLC, The Sands of Olmanin, has just come out. We're playing basically the Slay the Spire type mode known as Obelisk Challenge. That is a complete roguelite. But there is also an adventure/story mode that will teach you more about the lore of the world. And it's more of like a single-player RPG type deck building experience, like a Pokemon TCG on the Game Boy Color, for example. Thank you again to Paradox for the sponsorship. So Dan, in Vancouver, there was a woman operating a legal daycare with 8 children out of her basement. Legal, totally fine. That's not the bit, okay? Like a family childcare situation. She petitioned the city to open an expansion to it in the main level of her house that would have allowed 8 more children to come to the daycare, and also she would have had to hire like an extra worker or something. It got shut down by the city because almost everyone on her block came out to city council and filibustered and basically suggested that they were going to sue the pants off of the city of Vancouver if they allowed this daycare expansion in their neighborhood. Some of the quotes, these are not verbatim, but they were like, already the kids play outside from 8 to 9 and from 4 to 5. I can't open my windows and achieve any degree of peace with this in my neighborhood. You can't open your windows without hearing children having fun, and that offends you for some reason. People said it's already too hard to park in our neighborhood with 8 extra parents coming for 35 seconds to pick up their kids from this daycare. It would ruin the character of the neighborhood. Holy cow, man. I don't get into this on Twitter, but I almost quote tweeted it and said, I don't know what I was going to say, some version of let me at him. Note to self, here's a list of houses to throw eggs at on Halloween. I just can't imagine. It's a daycare. And what one of the people said was, if we let them start opening stores in residential neighborhoods like this, sure, a daycare is fine, but now that we've set the precedent, what if somebody starts a car dealership or a motorcycle repair shop? And I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? How can you compare these two things? Also, bro, it was Fairview. No one's opening a motorcycle repair shop in Fairview. The real estate is too expensive. They're going to take it. There's unused industrial space on Clark Drive, okay? Anyway, sorry. And sorry to the sponsor. I kind of got lost in it for a little bit. Fairview? I know! It's like, well, you live in West Point Gray and you're a NIMBY. I'm like, I get it. You have private beach access. But Fairview? Fairview? You got a park and the view ain't even that fair. What was I doing? The owl has to go, but we can't kill the owl in time. No, the sponsor's not from Fairview. You don't have to worry about it. The sponsor is from Sweden, where they're probably, they don't have as many daycares because they actually offer the world's highest level of paternity and maternity leave when you have a child. But in North America, where you gotta go back to work at some point pretty soon after the birth of your kid, at some point you're probably gonna need some private childcare. And yes, for 4 or 5 years, one of the parents is gonna go back to work just to make enough money to pay for the daycare that allows them to go back to work in the first place. But anyway, I'm not saying everything's perfect. I'm just saying it's a different series of criteria, okay? Now I gotta focus on the game for a frickin' second, all right? Thanks for the Peloton competition yesterday, NL. What the heck? Wait, are you the person with the Cosmo Kramer avatar who high-fived me with hashtag Peloton Dad? Probably not. I don't know. Their name in chat is Cosmo Kramer, so could be. I don't forget, okay? I will say, you got it, LOL. I was wondering. Every time I get high five now, I don't know if it's just like a high five because they got a cue that I got a milestone or something. By the way, I did cross 800 rides yesterday. Thank you. Or if it's like a situation where they're racing against me and I don't know, but they know who I am. There's some information asymmetry there. I will say I had a great ride today with someone from Winnipeg who had a Pepsi logo as their avatar. And they beat me. But I was 7 kilojoules behind them 5 minutes in. I high-fived them to say, let's get this going. Let's get that bread. At the end of the ride, they beat me by like 50 and they high-fived me back. But I didn't take it as like a, you shouldn't have challenged me. I took it as like a, this is the reciprocal high five to say thank you for the race. And I hit the high five back. I said, you beat me this time, but I'm going to, if I ever see you again, you best be careful, Pepsi avatar. So let me tell you, today, 90 minutes, average wattage, 206. Pretty good for still coming back from vacation. And that means my watts per kilogram is a little bit higher because I actually lost about a kilo in Florida, but it's probably coming back on because I'm pretty sure it's just because I was sweating like a gallon of fluid out of my body every single day just existing. Tag yourself. I'm second from the left. Honestly, this is tangential. You guys need to help me out with my husbandly duties. Not like that, you sickos. It's the lead up to that. You know how there's like that meme format that's like, let's just say it'll be an image of like a Pokemon and the Pokemon will be named like Shiny Cutie or something like that. And then the boyfriend or husband will take a screenshot of that and send that to their significant other and say, this is you. And then you get like a bunch of like awws and heart emojis in response. I need you guys to hook me up with some easy ones of those that I might see in my day-to-day life that I could take a picture of and send to my wife and say, this is you, or this is us, or something like that. You need to help me out, okay?
Quick tip for men. Just send her any picture of two animals being cute with the caption, us. Damn, this shit easy as hell. I love that. That actually made my day. I'm going to try it right now. She's typing. Now that's romance.
No, they're not all Pokemon, okay? 2 cute mushrooms in a pack. Send that and say, this is us. Picture of 2 otters cuddling and say, this is us. Okay, all right, all right, I'm writing it down. Cute but angry Pikachu, this is you. That's a risky one. I don't know if I would start with that one. Picture of the frog and the scorpion. I'm gonna +2 that, but I'm not gonna use it, but I'm gonna +2 that. You look like a bobblehead on top of your cleric's body right now. Excuse me, that's insulting. I can't believe you would say something that absurd and that offensive. She's not a cleric, she's a paladin. I'm told they're 2 completely distinct classes and archetypes within the world of the Forgotten Realms. Stop saying this dude is a blank and blank, okay? He's not a blank and blank. Lots of animals in the animal kingdom have this morphology as well, without being a blank and blank. You got the beans above the frank, etc., etc. He is? He's not. He's just a dude with 2... He's got a particularly large gluteus maximus, and he's got a cauldron on his head. It's got nothing to do with what you guys are talking about. How about a picture of a blank and blank and say, this is us? That would be... I'm not saying there's not a time and a place, but just for an average text out of the blue, that one could get you in a lot of trouble, I think. I don't know if you... Why don't you try it and let me know how it worked out for you, okay? You are very strong to lightning resist. That's unfortunate. You're also very strong to lightning. You're all very strong to lightning. Okay. Who do we have the best chance to kill? You or you? What am I more scared of? Zenyatta or an enemy from Darkest Dungeon? I would say an enemy from Darkest Dungeon. By the way, how about this? Imagine I used Windows snipper tool. This is us. How about that? Would that work? That would not work. See, this is why I need you around. That and the fact that, you know, you make my job possible. Kate is going to use MAME on your Mr. Longballs. I heard that she was talking about me getting a vasectomy on her stream. Here's the thing. I'm not opposed to getting a vasectomy. I'm a modern man. 1 kid might be enough. And it's definitely easier for the man to get a vasectomy than for the woman to get a tubal ligation. But The wrong time to make an appointment for a vasectomy is when you just got back from being on vacation with 3 kids, 2 of which are not yours. That's not the right time to make that decision. You gotta let that sort of situation simmer for a couple of months, I think, to get you back to the baseline where you can make the decision from a sober mindset instead of like an emotional mindset. That's my 2 cents on it. Exactly. It's like grocery shopping on an empty stomach. You're like, I want all the vasectomies. Do you have any room tomorrow? It's reversible anyway? Yeah, but like, you know, snip, snap, Jan, etc., etc. Anyway, this has been Across the Obelisk. Thank you to Paradox for the sponsorship. I had a great time. I think, honestly, Obelisk heads in chat, what are the odds that we were going to succeed on this run? Because I feel like we were doing pretty well. Our heroes have relatively high HP. We had some synergies popping. It wasn't perfect, but we were doing okay. 100% you were going to win. Yes! I knew it! Anyway, thank you again for the sponsorship. Check out Across the Obelisk version 1.2 on sale, 35% off on Steam right now. And the new DLC, The Sands of Ulamin, which just came out. New characters, new cards, new scarabs that give you rewards if you can kill them, but I could not manage to kill them before they ran away. And I can't stress enough, a big part of the appeal for me is the online co-op multiplayer. It's nice to have a deck builder that facilitates banter as well. It is 30°C outside where I live right now. Listen, I'm not going to cause you any problems. That is hot, but I am willing to say that that is not hot enough to get a remark from anyone in chat. Even myself. Like, just give me a second here. Vancouver weather. Okay, admittedly, it's only 24 today. 24 is like, it's pretty nice. 30 is hot, but it's just kind of hot. 30 is perfect? Well, that's crazy. Depending on where you live, like I think in Vancouver, we probably get a 30-degree plus day. I'm going to say for 7 total days in an average summer. Maybe even more. It might even be 15 days in an average summer these days. You know what? Wikipedia, Vancouver climate. Climate of Vancouver. Blah, 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 blah. Average max and min temperature. This isn't real. What is this, from 1981 to 2010? Record high. No, give me average. Really, the average high in July and August are 22.2. And the daily mean is 18. It hasn't been like that for a few summers, that's for sure. That's 1981 to 2010 normals. Can I get a 2010 to 2022 normal? That's without humidity. Yeah, but we're blessed to have like very little humidity here, which is crazy because like I don't know, how is it so unhumid when the ocean is here? That doesn't make sense. Vancouver average humidity. Relative humidity, monthly data for Vancouver. Okay, it's literally, it's like 60 to 100% every day. But that's not true. Whoever made this graph, even though it looks very impressive, it definitely looks like it was made in MATLAB. They don't live here. Their sensors are broken. It's not that humid, man. I'm telling you, weather.ca, Vancouver. Humidity 58. Nah, it's 0. I was outside. I took out the recycling earlier today. It's not 58. It's 0. Because 100% it would be raining. So 50% must be like a drizzle, right? 0 is a desert? Okay, well, it's like 8 then. That's not how it works? What do you mean that's not how it works? Like, well, it's like 0% humidity. Is that like it would suck all of the water out of your body? No, yes. Yes, no, him, me, him, me. What should I title the stream? Throne fall? Gee, I sure hope it does. You know what I'm just going to call this? I don't support the monarchy, open parentheses, upvotes to the left. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, NL, your title to the stream is I don't support the monarchy, upvotes to the left. Is that how you actually feel? Well, let me put it this way. I am not pro the British monarchy because I live in Canada and I'm not like 87 years old, which is I feel like how old the average person is that tends to care about the British monarchy here. Am I against them? I mean, I guess I would rather that it was dissolved, but if the dissolution of the monarchy required even the slightest change in my own life, then I'm just keep it rolling as far as I'm concerned. Because it just doesn't matter that much to me, I suppose. Lil bro thinks he's from the Sex Pistols. Dude said, God save the king, or maybe not. It's just another... I love the court controversy, honestly. Too many 30-year-old moms I work with love the monarchy. People like what they like, okay? But, like, are they 30-year-old moms in England? Because that makes more sense to me. And do they love the monarchy, or do they love Meghan Markle or Kate Middleton? Because, like, they are part of the monarchy, but it's more of like... that's the youth revolution, right? They're from the United States? Okay, but are they from a coastal city or like a population center, or are they from the Midwest? I don't know. Listen, I'm trying to move the goalposts a little further, okay? Hey, NL, I'm going to try Sing Sing tonight. What should I try? I'm telling you, with all sincerity, first off, you're going to enjoy yourself. I had the beef pho, okay? The beef pho that I had was the best pho I've ever had in my entire life. Ah! Now, I'm going to tell you this, because I understand this temptation myself as well. I gotta let them go for a second. I made a horrible mistake. Because you're going to have the same temptation I had. You're going to sit inside of this clearly hipster establishment, and you're going to say... I'm not going to get the pho here, or the pho. If I'm going to get pho, I'm going to go down to, Little Saigon, down Kingsway, and I'm going to go to a genuine Vietnamese place. If you want to fall victim to the fallacy that the most authentic version of a food is necessarily the best version of a food, then by all means, I'm not going to stop you from heading out to East Vancouver and enjoying some delicious pho. All I'm going to say is the beef pho at Sing Sing, I can't speak to its authenticity because I'm not Vietnamese. However, it's one of the best tasting soups that I've ever had in my entire life. And certainly the best tasting pho that I've had in my entire life. You don't go to Italy for pizza, if you know what I'm saying. Can I say something embarrassing? Although I'm less embarrassed by this. I'll tell you why. I'm getting less embarrassed by this. I like a lot of dumb humor. And I've always felt like that reflected poorly on my intelligence until I saw that Christopher Nolan interview where he said his favorite movie of all time is Talladega Nights. And then apparently also Terrence Malick, the director of The Thin Red Line, The Tree of Life, etc., apparently he's such a Zoolander superfan that for his birthday one year, someone bought him a cameo from Ben Stiller in character. I don't know if maybe it's a Hollywood cameo, like, because I don't think Ben Stiller's on the app, but... And the same, we remember Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys? They asked him what his favorite movie was, and he said, that's a really tough question, but for right now, I really enjoy Norbit. It's insane. But like genius artists, I'm not saying I am one, but genius artists oftentimes enjoy some silly stuff as well, okay? That's all I'm trying to say. Now, what does this have to do with anything? One of the funniest things in the world to me, no joke, is the meme of American pizza versus Italian pizza that definitely 100% came from 4chan, where the Italian side is like the soy jack with the chef's hat on going, and it says, Mamma mia, I burned the pizza. And then the guy says, gracias. Ooh, it's so tasty. And then the other side is the Giga Chad in the Domino's outfit that says, enjoy your pizza, sir. Perfectly circular pizza, toppings evenly distributed, costs $5 for a large pepperoni, etc., etc. That being said, I would go to Italy for the pizza. I prefer the Italian pizza. I'm not insulting the American pizza, but I prefer the Italian pizza without a doubt. That's the worst meme I've ever heard of. There's a lot worse. Can I also say something without having you guys jump down my throat? Elon Musk is extremely not funny and very cringe, especially lately with the dodging of the fight stuff, but pretending that he's not the one dodging. But his tweet, where for absolutely no reason, he tweeted like, Knut sack tay bag. Can I get a VIP to look that one up? For some reason, just that tweet out of nowhere got me laughing really hard. Like he was using like Scandinavian characters to write someone's name. As the basic premise of the joke is, wouldn't it be funny if there was somebody from Norway named Knut sack tay bag? I don't understand why he keeps tweeting "zuck my tongue" emoji. Like, what is that? Like, full stop. What is that? Why do you follow him? I don't. I follow people who tweet his stuff to dunk on it all the time. There was that period where, like, everybody was getting served his tweets, like, on recommended. But then, like, I guess that ended. But now I still see, like, I don't know, probably, like, the best 10% of them because they just get dunked on by my followers. Or the people I follow, I should say. Actually, it's not even the people that I follow, now that I think about it. It's like the ultimate irony is that it's the recommendation engine being like, you've interacted with tweets that dunk on Elon Musk. Here's some more tweets that dunk on Elon Musk. I gotta say, it's really funny. What does "zuck my tongue" emoji even mean? Dude's working on moon landings. All people can talk about is his tweets. I don't think he's working on the moon landings enough, quite frankly. That's like that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like if he should be working on the moon landing stuff more and spending like less time tweeting. He tweets more than, I get that he owns the company, but he like tweets more than almost anybody I've ever seen. It's a reference to the Dalai Lama asking the kid to suck on his tongue? No way. There's no way it's a reference to that. Has anyone ever told you you're pretty much a carbon copy of Colin Robinson? Hang on. Colin? No one's ever told me that. I'm going to see how famous this person is before I make fun of them. Colin Robinson is not a person. This is an actor. This is Mark Proch. I'm familiar with this guy. You probably know him from The Office or Better Call Saul. I know him from a viral video 15 years ago where he tricked a local news station into thinking that he was a international yo-yo champion winner. And then they got him on the show to do the yo-yo tricks, but he just can't do anything. Now that is a classic. Oh man, that is a good one.
Can you show us some of the cool tricks that you can do with it?
How about we show each other some tricks?
Oh,
so
gosh.
I'll go first.
I was gonna say you first.
Okay, this is the simple up and down. And when I'm with students, what I say is, life has a lot of ups and downs, and
it certainly does.
See, these yo-yos are great for the environment. Not so great for yo-yos. This keeps happening to me.
Are we going to talk about the Bradley Cooper nose? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think it's a controversial subject. It's just, he might have overdone it on the nose a little bit. He didn't have to do the nose, man. I don't think he was doing the nose for like an offensive reason. I just think that he was like, this is what's going to push it over the threshold. This is going to give me the Oscar. They didn't need to do the nose, man. It was not necessary. Can I say something that you might disagree with? And it's okay to disagree with it. Let's not get mad at each other. But my 2 cents is we need to stop caring so much in biopics about how much the actor looks like the person that is the subject of the biography. Because I feel like you're limiting your pool of actors and actresses by exclusively finding ones that bear as close a resemblance as possible to the original person. He's mad because he wants Timothy Chalamet to play him. I told you that in confidence, okay? True, we can just deep fake the look anyway. That's not what I'm suggesting. I just think, like, I don't know. I'm not a good critiquer of acting. Like, I don't know what makes an actor good versus what is good writing. You know, I find that it's tough to separate. That being said, every year at the Oscars, I feel like there's always like one actor and one actress basically get nominated for playing a real person that they looked a lot like. And I'm like, that's not acting. I'm not saying they couldn't also do like a great job at the same time. But isn't there like, it's almost like there's a perfunctory nomination every year that's like, holy cow, this dude genuinely looked exactly like Neville Chamberlain. Who uses perfunctory in everyday speech? Bro, this ain't everyday speech. I'm putting some sauce on it. Don't insult me. Daniel Day-Lewis in Lincoln. Okay, but Daniel Day-Lewis is a good actor. That's how I gauge whether someone's a good actor, is how different do they sound in every single one of their movies. Because in one movie, Daniel Day-Lewis will be like, check it out, I'm British. And then in another movie, he's like, boom, I'm from an outer space. I'm from a different planet. That's Gangs of New York. Then Christian Bale's crazy. He's kind of crazy that he took on Thor: Love and Thunder. Like this, they finally get like a one of the top 5 working actors in the world, and then they waste him on a villain like that. Also, editor's note: I have not seen Thor: Love and Thunder. Who are the other ones in your top 5? You know how I feel about it, actors. Top 5 actors on Earth right now. It's not even close. You got to go Christian Bale. That's just a gimme. Following Christian Bale, it's Michael Stuhlbarg. Following Michael Stuhlbarg, it's Michael Shannon. I love like a slightly weird / scary looking guy with range. And Stuhlbarg and Shannon, they got it all locked up right now. Paul Dano? Paul Dano's got to be up there. Wait, people are like, name a woman? Excuse me, it said top 5 actors. We're talking about actresses. Can I tell you that Saoirse Ronan really... Oh, come on! She really... impressed me. I think Saoirse Ronan was Lady Bird was the first movie I ever saw with Saoirse Ronan in it, and I was like, holy cow, she can act. I can't pronounce her name, but that's my fault more than anything else. I thought she was Greta Gerwig for a few months. I could see that. You ever see Zac Efron? I've seen him in movies. Do you mean like socially? Socially, I've not seen Zac Efron. We don't run in the same circles, I think. His face changed drastically. Gonna be honest with you, I don't think it's any of my business, quite frankly. Do you Peloton in the same circles? Honestly, I don't know who Zac Efron rides with, if he even rides on the Peloton. That being said, if I had to guess, Zac Efron, from what I know about him, I don't think we ride in the same circles. I'm gonna say that he seems more like an Alex Toussaint type rider. And me personally, I don't respond to that style of coaching that is like, come on! Like, that's not for me. I prefer someone to just like, with relatively little emotion, explain to me what the work is and then say, go for it, you know? I don't need someone to yell at me to amp up the intensity. Just provide good ride programming and then I'll take it from there. He's a classic rock guy for sure. Really? Because I feel like he probably rides with Camilla Ramon a lot. And that is, it's not my instructor of choice, let's put it that way. What about when Jeff Probst says you gotta dig? Oh, you mean like when you're doing a 4-piece jigsaw puzzle after running through a military-grade obstacle course? Having eaten 3 tablespoons of rice in the past 2 weeks? He also just stands on the bike, not pedaling a lot. Honestly, when I first started using the Peloton, I read that criticism of instructors a lot, and occasionally I even echoed it myself. But now that I'm in my getting better at the bike and having an internal locus of control era, why would you upgrade that, of all things? I'm like, what do I care if he's on the bike pedaling or if he's standing there giving me instructions? Like, it's not like Tony Dungy is like, hey, Peyton Manning, here's how you should, like, pick a receiver to throw a pass to, and Peyton Manning is like, oh yeah, Tony, I'd like to see you throw the pass. Like, no, he's the coach. It's 2 different things. Plus, he's talking like the whole time, and You know, they gotta concern themselves with the timing and stuff like that, and like they gotta make sure nobody's falling off the bike or getting impaled on the defective seats and stuff like that. They got other stuff to pay attention to. I'm there to ride the bike, not to be like, you know, find a partner in crime. Like if I gotta suffer, you gotta suffer too. Peyton Manning is retired. I was talking about his career as a communications professor. Are the Peloton instructors actually live, or is it like YouTube? It's both. There are live classes, but then the VODs make it to Peloton on demand. But honestly, I feel like, I know this is insular posting. Not everybody here, in fact, very few people probably care about the Peloton anecdotes in general at large. I'm going to die again, but all right. I feel like they should tell the Peloton instructors to stop doing so many damn shoutouts. It's like at least 2 minutes of every ride is just shouting out random usernames with a number that says like, this, congratulations on your 500th ride. Like, I get it. It's nice for someone that has a milestone to like hear that they are being appreciated by the instructor. But the instructor doesn't really care. Like, they care in the same way that, like, you know, nice people care. Like, they would rather you hit a mile. They want you to feel good, right? It's not like they're, like, genuinely saying congratulations. They're just actually, like, you know, basically their boss told them, like, it ups engagement or whatever. Hey, Dr. Genghis Khan, thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. Thank you. But 5 gifted subscriptions, that's like a 1,000 ride shout out. Some of the instructors, they be shouting out, congratulations on your 50th ride. And I'm not saying that that's not, in some ways, a 50th ride milestone is actually more impressive because of the fact that it's harder because you're building a habit from scratch. That being said, it's like, that number doesn't get me out of bed anymore. I'm not trying to say that they should feel bad that they have a milestone. I'm just trying to say, like, as someone who doesn't have a milestone, it's just annoying that half of the ride, they're like tripping over their timing cues because they're like, hey, I ride for Old Fashions. Congratulations on 250. It would be different if the instructor had like a rapport with the person, but instead it's just, you know, by the way, on the hunt, thank you for the gifted subscriptions, thank you. But, you know, they're just literally reading the names as fast as possible and the numbers and saying like, great job, keep it up, you're killing it. But actually they don't know if you're killing it. They could just have logged onto the bike and be sitting there. Like, yeah, it's just lip service. It's not like a major pet peeve or whatever. I just think like for the instructor's sake, their job would probably be a lot easier and it wouldn't hurt the product at all if like, you know, they didn't make 11,000 people hear that it's I bike for White Zinfandel's 750th ride. But I don't know, imagine if you're I bike for White Zinfandel right now, you're like, hey, keep your mouth shut. Hey, Mad Dog Nation and Rex Mechanica and the Librarian, thank you very much for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you, much appreciated. How can you stomach the cost of the Peloton subscription? I don't know, it's like 60 bucks. I feel like obviously it's overpriced. That's a given. But the value that it gives you if you take advantage of it is also high. It's much higher than the price of what you're paying for it. Now, could you get fit cheaper? Yeah. But like, are you doing that right now? Maybe. We could go toe to toe. What's your watts per kilogram? And if you're using Zwift, I understand. I'm going to give some credit to the Zwifters out there. But if you're using grandma's exercise bike that doesn't even have any digital components, if it's just got like when you turn the knob, the grit level of the sandpaper gets higher, I'm just saying you're going to get smoked. Also, I've never been to a dispensary. So $60 a month in discretionary income for like a fitness-based purpose, it's not breaking the bank right now. My gym membership's $300 a year. Congratulations, good for you. You know what's cool about the Peloton is that I don't have to like get in my car and drive somewhere to use it. It's literally, it's right, you can't see it, but I'm telling you, I promise you, it's right there. Ignoring us Strava people? Excuse me, I could never ignore Strava people because they're constantly trying to clip me with their $11,000 road bicycles while I am just trying to cross the street, which wouldn't even annoy me if they were just driving fast. But they're not. They're riding in zone 2. It would kill you to just slow down a little bit for pedestrians when you're in zone. Well, I get it when you're trying to get king of the mountain, but at the same time, we need a Peloton stream now that it's in the same room. It's been in the same room the whole time. That has not been what's stopping me. What's been stopping me is that it would be insanely boring. Also, I think, no, this is, Justin, feel free to disagree with me. But I never want my content to be like, I'm watching this because I love this guy. I always want it to be like a lie in my head, and that lie is, I'm watching this because this is the best entertainment available right now. I feel like for me to do like a Peloton exercise stream is almost like me saying like, I'm believing my own hype at that point, if that makes sense. I'm like, I'm not even gonna make an effort to provide content that I feel is entertaining. Instead, I'm just gonna be like, I'm live just living my life, eating a bowl of cereal and riding an exercise bike. What are you gonna play on your stream, Kate? Honkai Star Rail? Honkai. Honkai Star Rail. Is it, oh, it's Japanese Game Wednesday. I don't think I'm comfortable saying the W word. Yes. I don't think I can say it because I don't identify as a member of that group. So I don't think I can say it because I think that that's a word that they use to make fun of themselves.
No. I don't say I'm a weeb to make
Please don't use harsh language like that on my stream.
well, actually,
You are a
I'm not
person
weeb,
who
I'm just better.
you are a person who enjoys Japanese media.
So weird.
Check it out. Impressed?
What's happened?
I'm owning them.
Power defense, right?
It's not tower defense. It's a minimalist real-time strategy game that has all the depth.
But power shooting and something that's common.
Yeah, but I chose to build the tower. The tower wasn't like, and you got to defend your base. Otherwise, like, your base will break, and if your base breaks, you lose. But it's not.
That's what the power defense is.
No, it's not like that. It's not. You defend towers in this game? Yeah, but that's not all you do. There's other stuff too. Like you can get, you can upgrade them as well.
Yeah, that's what the tower defense is.
No. But it's not like that. You seem to be
Tower defense is
confused.
Power defending something.
But in a tower defense, it would be like, oh, do you want to build like a support tower? Do you want to build like a attack tower? And this one's just like, I choose to build an attack tower. I won. I'm the best gamer of all time. I can't believe I won.
So it's a tower defense?
Now that I won, I'm willing to admit it's a tower defense because I've never been good at those before. Well, what are you playing? What are you playing? Can you describe its mechanics to me? Is it a JRPG? Okay. Good news, guys. I just got an achievement for winning on Durststein. /marker me. Hello. Are you ready to stream? Smiley face. Oh, man. I gotta play more SAP after this. Oh, no, it's actually pretty fun. It's a fun weekly. It's a fun weekly. We love the weekly, don't we, folks? We love it. We love it. We get sick of the snipers sometimes, but then we miss them. Chiblee. Olivia Munn loves the weekly. Ripley, believe it or not, the weekly. There's no scaling, but we like it, Ripley. Weekly. I did everything right and they indicted me again. I know what you're talking about. I hate this impression so much. I'll have a Chiblee, I'll have a large Diet Coke to start and a Caesar. We love this Caesar salad. I'll have a Caesar salad, folks. By the way, I don't know if this is just the Outback Steakhouse at the Orlando airport, but I'm willing to stake my flag in this claim. Is it possible that the Bloomin Onion is the most overrated food item of all time? Yes, 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 yes. Now let me say, I got so many yeses immediately. There's a few no's, aren't there, people? But I thought that the Bloomin Onion was an upgrade over onion rings, because instead of a ring where you usually bite into it and then the whole onion comes out and then you're just eating like a hollow Mobius strip of batter, I thought they were like onion French fries. They kind of are, but because you're picking them up with your fingers, they don't snap off super easily. So instead, you just use your fingers to try to grab an onion spear, but usually you just rip all the batter off and you end up eating the batter by itself. And the batter was not that good. It turns out that I think the ring is like a superior format. Because we were at the Outback Steakhouse, my wife said, we got to get a Bloomin' Onion. I've heard of these, but I've never had one. I said, let's do it. I've never had one either. I wouldn't get one again, quite frankly. The sauce is good. I was dipping a little bit, but it was just like a mayonnaise type joint, right? They're 2,600 calories. Yeah, but that's kind of like a scam. Because you're not going, like they always talk about how it's the worst thing that you could order, but two people are not eating a Bloomin' Onion. We ate like at most, I think we ate a quarter of this Bloomin' Onion, and I wasn't even enjoying any of it. I was just eating out of habit. I think it would take you like 6 people to eat an entire Bloomin' Onion as an appetizer. And then you're looking, that's like 450 calories per person. That's not the end of the world. How big is the onion? I mean, it's an onion. Ain't no way it's 450 per person. 450 times 6, 2,400 plus 300, 2,700, listed on the menu as 2,600. It's pretty good for a back of the napkin arithmetic calculation. I made up 2,600. Okay, well then we're operating from false principles. Now you made me look like a fool in front of all my friends. The Texas Roadhouse one is 2,250, like 2,250 calories. Here's what I'm going to say, okay? If you ever get the choice, but this is an important question. Is the Texas Roadhouse one good? Because if it's good, I would rather get the 2,200 Texas Roadhouse one than the 1,600 Outback one. Because the Outback one was devoid of merit. There's no reason to consume it. It doesn't taste good and it's bad for you. My 2 cents. But this might have just been the airport's problem. Okay, Kate is live. I will send you over there. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. Yes, I will see you tomorrow. Later. Encounter my ice block? Somebody's tag has countered my ice block. Somebody's trap card has countered my ice block. Guess they just countered my ice block. Oh yeah.